Hey Tekken players, hope you're all doing well. So really quick intro. So as you may have seen, I've been trying my best to get to Fujin while recording the sessions, and when I got to the end of the last one I kind of decided, you know what, I can't record these because it's really hard to find an hour in the diary to record them, and the progress was so slow because I was getting one and done too many times. So I decided instead, if I had spare sort of 20-30 minutes to play ranked, I would do it and then not record it and just, you know, put this together as a terms of replay. So that's what we're doing now. So stay tuned. Let's see if on this session I was able to make Fujin. Spoiler alert, I did make Fujin. But anyway, so let's go. I'll talk through the matches as best I can, and yeah, let's see. Now, actually, just before we get going, so this first king that I bumped into was actually one of my subs, and I have fought him before. I sort of recognised the name, but I wasn't 100% sure, and I was sort of surprised how this guy seemed to have like my number, and he knew all my sort of setups and reads. I was like, wow, this guy's really downloaded me quickly. But yeah, that's why. It's because we played before. So yeah, let's crack on with it. Oh, that's the wrong one. Round one. Fight. So this was first session. So as you can see, I wasn't warmed up. My reflexes were bad, which is why I'm losing to snake edges. And another little tip here: if someone hits you a snake edge, don't be scared to do it back, because you know sometimes it's worth the risk. Nice little Hioki setup there. And throws are super strong if you've got your opponent by the wall, because they can't backdash out of them. And I'll show you why that's important to know in a little bit, actually. So again, just abusing 4-4 neutral 2 because it just works. See if he respected the frame. So you know, then I went for a throw and he backdashed. So not all King's throws will reach. Some have better reach than others. Tombstone doesn't have very good reach. Muscle Buster also doesn't have good reach. Okay, so now just again neutral game. Got the counter hit shove, but didn't go for it. That back 3 is -10 on block, but I didn't punish it. Okay, so at this point we are mashing 1+2 because we don't want to get the King's Bridge, which means this damage is basically free. Nice Hioki there. And this was a whiff punish in effect. I was a bit like either go forward 2-1 or do the catch him out of a throw, and the throw worked. Again, scouting. That was my attempt to punish that by ducking. I was too slow. This was the point where I was starting to think, wow, this guy knows my reads. He knows me pretty well. See? Wrong punish, but he was blocking when he should do. I was too slow on that punish. And sometimes the random hop kick is the way to go. Wasn't warmed up, which is why I dropped that. And yeah, King's Heat Smash coming to save the day once again. Okay, so this was round 2, so we got like each other sort of scouted out a little bit more now. And we just see if we can build up on it. So again, just playing the neutral game, small pokes. But still eating snake edges, so I'm still not warmed up yet. Again, great pressure. You know, back against the wall, you can't back away. And then 50-50 for the win, so, you know, played super well. Fight. So again, just trying to space each other. That actually sidestepped, so that was nice. Okay, eating my own setup, unfortunately. Okay, that was counter hit, otherwise I think he would have broken it. So again there, you notice I went for the down forward 1 and for the tombstone afterwards, but he managed to backdash away. Okay, too slow on the follow-up there, unfortunately. So, heat now. Now, that's an annoying thing that I hope they remedy in the patch. I think if you sidestep the first part of the heat smash, you should get to... it shouldn't track you the second part. Okay, so not off to the best start so far. So, stay still for that Hioki trap. Okay, again, so I was thinking, this guy just knows my... he knows my setups. Always guessing correctly, as I say, because we have played before, so... Okay, with punish. That was a misinput. Okay, we managed to do that quickly. He nearly got the heat smash out there, which would have been pretty disastrous. Okay, no break that time. Hioki trap. keep the pressure going. That was counter hit. It's kind of like the best way you can in terms of the closest King can do to a rush down. And that served really well because that broke the armor. And there we go. Nice. Down forward 1 hits so low to the ground. It's insane. It's been seriously buffed, I think, in this. Okay, we get the launch. We go for the wall. Slightly awkward wall combo that, but we took the Hioki anyway. Plus frames. There we go. We finally woken up slightly. And yeah, unlucky trade for him, but yeah, we got the win. So again, we were already on a much better session so far, which is the way you want to go. Okay, so moving on to the next match, it was actually a pool player, which I was really looking forward to because I have a pool. I know the matchup pretty well, and to be completely honest, actually King is a really good matchup against Bull because a lot of the moves that normally people can't punish because they got a lot of pushback, King can punish, and you're going to see that a fair bit in this next match. So let me show you.
Round 1.
Okay, so backdash away is always a good bet with Paul because you want to stay out of the clean hit demo man range. Okay, not the right punish. Okay, so standard stuff so far. Great Hioki there. Again, very hard to avoid that.
Round 2. Fight.
Now, just to mention actually, because it is important in this matchup. Be careful spamming full crouch down forward 2 against pool players because a really good pool player will launch punish you for it. It is -14. Okay, so he was ducking. Gives us the heat. That's a nice option because that high crushes. Engages heat himself. Remember what I mentioned about making sure that, you know, King being a really good matchup against Bull because of the pushback? You're about to see why. Oops, if I can press the right button. That's why. I'll just go back because that is
Fight.
apologies. I'm gonna go back just to show you that because it is really important in this matchup. Sorry, I couldn't rewind it earlier. So always have 4-2-1 locked and loaded if you're playing against Bull. That becomes a launch. So yeah, a lot of Bull's moves that normally most characters can't punish, King can. Okay, so again, scouting neutral. That's me being a bit silly with the full crouch down forward 2. And now we're in full Bull mode now, 50-50. Got basically no life bar left. And then that knocked me out of the air. Tried to sidestep, but not quick enough.
Round 4. Fight.
Okay, not a full charge, so you can punish that. If he full charges it, it's you can't punish. Just so you're aware. You see? It's so crucial that King can do that in a matchup, and you can punish Death Fist the same way. So apologies for sort of breaking up the continuity there, but I just had to show that off in terms of if you're in heat and 2-1 now becomes a 4-2-1 becomes a launcher, always have that locked and loaded when you're going against the Bull player. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, so on to the next one. So this was a Brian main with 196,000 prowess. So clearly a strong player, probably well above the rank he was on an ult. So already I was pretty nervous because Brian players, generally speaking, tend to be pretty strong. Yeah, just had to be a bit more wary about doing silly stuff like just spamming forward 2-1 because they will void duck and launch it, and just had to be a little bit wary about stuff like that. So let's crack into this one.
Round 1. Fight.
Okay, luckily for me, he was obviously very new to Brian because he drops a lot of combos here. If he'd finished them, I would have been in serious trouble. Okay, not knowing Hioki setups. And then as we all know, this Hioki's disgusting. If you have heat as King, if you do a tombstone, the Hioki afterwards is so horrible.
Fight.
So next thing we need to try and do with Brian, sidestep. Try to sidestep him if he's not spamming the See? Because they like to use that forward 3+4. Very linear. And also back 1. Very, very linear. So sidestep until they give you a reason not to. See? So not a big punish, just enough to, but enough to stop his pressure. Just sidestep, jab, check.
Fight.
I say, until they give you reason not to. If they start using homing moves, then obviously, time to respect it more. That was my attempt to sidestep, but I was in crouch, so I actually ducked. Okay, that should have been a punish, but I was too slow, I think. Now what I was trying to do here, badly, I was trying to just land the, all I was trying to do is land the heat dash so I could get the free mix-up, but I think he was airborne, or both attempts. So I didn't land it. Okay, so he learnt my patterns at that point. See, free mix-up, go mid. Nice blue spot ISW, and again, disgusting Hioki. So yeah, we did pretty well on that. I was hoping he'd play again. Unfortunately, that was a one and done. Okay, so for this next one, we had a Lily player. Their user tag was Arcade Stick Day 2, so you could tell that obviously they take their fighting game seriously because they're learning arcade stick like an absolute Chad. So I suspected they were pretty good. They also had a fairly high prowess. And Lily in the right hands is a super fundamentals character. So again, this is one of those ones where not quite sure what to expect, but play it safe. So let's see how this went. Okay, so again, good backdash, good movement. Jab checking into plus frames into the rage drive. Sorry, heat engager. Playing good solid Tekken there with jabs and down forward ones. Tijuana Twister, forward 3 is a really, really good option afterwards. It even hits grounded if they don't move, just to let you know that. But again, just their throw breaks were either not on point, or it could be because they're not used to playing arcade, that maybe their getting to the buttons was a bit tricky. But you'll see this as we go along. But basically this this player never broke any 1+2 throws, but did break giant swing, so I kind of had to just learn to, you know, I was just going for the so I just had to go for for the 1+2 throws most of the time. See, forward 3, you see that catches so many options, and then just in the corner pressure into, you know, into the win.
Fight.
And the other thing you'll notice as this match goes on was at first they were getting up straight into my next throw mix-up, so they started staying on the ground, so I had to kind of adopt to the game plan there. Again, super fundamental Tekken there, really well done. Just jab, down forward 1, jab, throw, you know, small Tekken but super effective. As in that's what they were doing. So see, so Shining Wizard, when you're doing a Shining Wizard from across the stage, they don't break it. That's a sign that, you know, their throw breaks are not that good, to be honest, because it's so telegraphed, you know. Okay, amazingly the combo did not drop. Didn't quite reach the wall though. So again, see, I noticed they were staying on the ground now. So that's how he took that first one, and like an absolute Chad, this person did rematch. Okay, so at this point, I was thinking to myself, they're probably going to stay on the ground now rather than eat my throw mix-ups. And as I mentioned, they were never breaking 1+2 ones. Okay, nice little combo. Tried to finish it with the wall splat, but no luck. See, first attempt at a giant swing, broke it straight away. Okay, so that's the case, just trying to be careful because she has got her back against the wall, but as you can see, she's got great keep out with that kick. It's similar to Brian's. Unfortunately, I was airborne, so I got knocked out of the air. So again, see, notice staying on the ground this time, so we've got to think about what hits grounded as our Hioki options. Like I said, good movement though, really good movement. Okay, committed to the duck. Went mid again. Nice wall travel. Okay, tried to throw there, but oh sorry, I tried to power crush. Okay, and yeah, just the range on alley kick and the fact it hits grounded is pretty crazy. It gets so many people to trying to roll away. So again, fairly obvious shiny wizard from a long way off. And again, so we kind of notice the theme here. Nice heat engage. Again, forward, down forward one into throw. Really well played.
Fight.
I think that was counter hit technically because of the hop kick. But as you see, we just keep the shining wizards going because she was not breaking them. But giant swing, nope, gonna break that. So yeah, super strong player. And I'm sure once they've got the hang of the arcade stick, they'll be like even better. Okay, so the next match was a June. Unfortunately, I paused on a slightly suspect frame there. Now, the reason why I want to show this match was because I don't know what the move is. When I finish recording this, I'll go back and look at it with the actual inputs on so I can see. But she had this move which was a bit like a hop kick, and it seemed to crush lows. But the annoying thing about it was it had 2 hits. And the annoying thing was, and I'll point out when it happens, was because of those 2 hits, she would whiff the first one. I would go to whiff punish it and then get clocked by the second one, which has a massive hurt box. So it's just something to bear in mind. Now let's get off this rather suspect frame, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, that was low high. That was a complete guess, but you know, worth it. Fortunately, didn't quite make the wall. That's the move. You see that? 2 hits. I think I'm pretty sure it's at least minus 13 on block, so it's not safe, luckily. But it's the fact that it had 2 hits, and the second hit has this massive, see it there? It has this massive hurt box. I am assuming it's a natural combo, so if the first bit hits you, then I'm guessing so does the second. Okay, they didn't duck that time, so we learnt that for next time. There it is again, you see? It definitely crushes lows, because that was my 4-4 neutral too. Which actually is something to bear in mind. It's the same in the matchup against Asuka. 4-4 neutral 2 is not necessarily the best approach tool if you're playing against King, because they have cans which crush lows and they're safe. So that's something which I should have paid attention to but didn't. But that's something you should do next time you play. Anyway, let's carry on. There it is again. I mean, that just hit me, so that's fair enough. But I'll show you what I mean when we get to the section where I try to whip punish it. Okay, so at this point we're just getting, you know, stringed and pokes, which is fair enough. Okay, that's technically a power crush, that's why that throw was unbreakable. Shame I didn't go for better throw. Again, so now we're trying to sort of, you know, get the throw started. She tried to do that move again then. Luckily it is slow, whatever it is. Now, did you see that? She did it then, and because she whiffed the first bit, so I literally went to 4-2-1 punish, and notice I then got launched. I'll just go back to the right bit. Watch. So she'll do it in a minute. I'll try to whiff punish. Watch. See? You see how that clocked me? It's so frustrating. Because you're trying to do the right thing. Okay, luckily it didn't cost me the round, but I was quite narked at that point, I'm not going to lie. As I need to see what move it is. I'm 99% sure it's at least minus 13. I think I've seen it in punishment training before. Okay, duck the throw from that stance. Just to mention, if you do have characters that go into stance, into mix-up, it's important to, whatever you choose to do in the mix-up, commit to it. You've got to make it whereby if it's a 50-50, it's a 50-50 against them. Do you see what I mean? So if you guess correctly, maximum punish. You've got to make it risky for them. Okay, so now we've got the corner. I don't know why that hit me. There it is again. So again, that time it was a natural, so that's fair enough. Okay, remember she ducked last time, so this time we commit to the full thing. Plus frames. Mid. Okay, so we haven't lost completely yet. Still got a chance. 2 hits. Now, I don't know what that was. Again, I'll look at it properly later because I thought I was doing a throw and yet she seemed to parry it. You see? That's a throw I was doing there. Shining Wizard. There we go. Got me again. See? Second hit. Look how big the hitbox is. Whiffs the first bit. Plonk. So something you have to learn against this matchup. Just... you've got to be so patient against her. Now I should have got the wall here. Unfortunately I missed it. But we got the pressure so we can gauge heat. Matches heat back. Of course she gets some free health because she deserves it. And in her defense, super smart option because I was going in there with the running armor. She did a low, which is a really, really good shout to do against King in that stance. So well played, GG's. Okay, so this is the last one I'm going to play for this. This was the promotion match, and luckily for me, it was another pool. So to be honest, I've said this many a time, but ranked is a lottery in terms of the session. It just so happened to be that the vast majority of characters and players in this session, where I wasn't actually recording, they were either matchups I knew, or the players were indeed actually those of my similar level in terms of prowess, rather than sort of Tekken gods on their ults. And we just happened to get lucky, to be completely honest. But again, since I know this matchup quite well, there's some quite good stuff in this to share. So I'll just show you in terms of how it went. So classic pull round start there, going for the down 4-2. Okay, so as you see there, that is a string where the final hit is a high. He can do a mid, but it's fuzzy duckable, but I just had a feeling he was going to go high for it. So nice punish we get out of it. To the wall. Now, good quick stand, so he avoided the trap there. Now you'll notice here, I tried to stay on the ground where possible. Because, as beautifully demonstrated, you've got to be careful getting up near Paul. So sometimes it is better just to try to sort of stay on the ground, make them force you to stand up. See if they know. Okay, so classic King stuff. Mid check into throw, you know, day 1 King. Still works at these ranks. Okay, got lucky there. I don't know if he deliberately meant to do that or not. Okay, feeding herself, so go for the tricky combo. Good, he knew the Hioki, stayed still. That was my attempt. So normally that should punish 4-2-1 unless it's at tip range, which it was there. So that was a correct punish attempt. Unfortunately, just out of reach. So now we're getting the full pull treatment. And again, that time not getting the Hioki correct. Luckily for us. Going a King main like he knew. You see? See what I mean? In terms of stay on the ground, because Paul wants you to get up into his mix-ups. And his Hioki is not that good. That's his best tool, down back 2. But it often, you know, it's not consistent. It does very often whiff to sort of side rolls and stuff. So just in that situation where, you know, you're grounded, don't be afraid just to stay on the ground, you know. Force them to say make you stand up, because if you stand up, that happens. Okay, and I just want to show this as well, because this is an Hioki setup where they do the full charge, and if you stay on the ground, it will hit grounded, and if you stand up, you know, at the wrong time, you get the guard break. You saw that happen to me on the previous round. So what I did here was, as soon as I got knocked down, I stood up by holding up, so quick stand into basically a dick jab. And luckily, because it's doing a full charge up, it cancelled it. So I'll just play it again so you can see what I mean. So, see? Stand up, quick stand. So here we go. So quick stand into dick jab. See, and it was enough to break it. And that probably would have cost me in a round if that hit. So that's quite a nice little anti-pull stuff there. Yeah, you can actually launch punish that. That is high. Did it again. But I just took the frames, to be honest. 4-2-1 into plus frames. into the win, into the promo. So apologies that this is kind of done by way of replays and just me yapping, but as I said, it got to the point where I couldn't just sit down and record and hope for the best in terms of these rank sessions, because people were being so selective of whether they'd won and done or not. But anyway, managed to get to Fujin in the end, so that's awesome, just in time for the latest balance patch to drop. So hopefully we'll continue the run and we'll see what we find in the blue ranks. Let me know if that's helped you at all, guys. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.